Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're going to walk through the updated HIPAA Systems and Security Check step by step. And our main goal is super simple, to help you get this done right and get approved on the very first try. We've actually moved to a new JotForm system that's a lot more user-friendly, and it even has little explainer videos built right in to help you out. Now this check is so important because it verifies that your entire setup meets our security standards, which, as you know, is absolutely critical for keeping our clients' data safe and staying HIPAA compliant. Okay, let's dive right in. The whole reason we're doing this is to make sure you can get through this process smoothly and correctly on your first attempt. I mean, think about it. Getting it right the first time means you get cleared for work faster, you don't have to deal with any frustrating delays on invoices, and most importantly, you're doing your part to protect our clients' sensitive information. So we're going to go through each section of the form exactly as you'll see it, so there are no surprises. So here's a quick roadmap of what we're going to cover. We'll kick things off with the welcome and the why just to set the stage. Then we'll hit the system prerequisites. These are super important to do before you start. After that, we'll look at identity setup, your security configurations, verifying your internet and power, and finally, your workspace and submission. See? Each of these lines up perfectly with a page on the form. Easy. All right, so the very first thing you'll see when you open up that link is the welcome screen. You can think of this as the front door to the whole process. It just introduces the check and has a really important statement you'll need to agree to before you can go any further. Now, this is the attestation. And listen, this isn't just your standard I agree checkbox you might fly past. When you click this, you are formally declaring you're basically making a professional promise that everything you're about to submit is 100% accurate and true. It's a huge part of our company policy, and honestly, it's a matter of integrity. So just take a second to read it, and when you're ready, go ahead and click I agree to move on. Okay, listen up, because this next page is probably the most important one in the whole process. This is the System Prerequisites page, and I really want you to pay close attention here. These are the things you absolutely must do on your computer before you continue with the form. For real, skipping this page is the #1 reason submissions fail. So what are these tasks? Well, there are 3 of them. First, you need to run a full system antivirus scan to make sure your device is clean. Second, you have to ensure your device encryption is turned on. That's BitLocker if you're on Windows or FileVault if you're on a Mac. That's what keeps the data safe if your device ever gets lost. And third, you need to install all of those pending operating system updates. And hey, if you're thinking, I'm not sure how to do that, don't even worry about it. We've put helpful little video guides right on the page to walk you through everything. You see this big red warning? It's here for a really good reason. And I need to be super clear about this. If you click Next without completing all 3 of those tasks, your submission will automatically fail. There's no way around it. So please, when you get to this page on the actual form, just pause. Go do those 3 things, and only then should you move forward. Okay, great. So once you've got your system all prepped and secure, the form's going to ask you to verify your identity. This part is all about making sure your computer and browser profiles are set up correctly so we can properly identify every device and just maintain a secure professional setup. First up, your computer's user profile. This one has to follow a very specific format. It's got to be MMM, then a hyphen, and then your full name with no spaces, just like you see here with MMM-Jane Smith. You know, something like Jane's Laptop or VAPC. Nope, those won't work. This standard format is really important for our security tracking. And next is your Chrome browser profile. Same idea here, it needs to have your actual name like Jane Smith. We can't have default names like person1 floating around. It's all about making sure we can trace activity back to the right person. And again, if you need a hand changing it, we've put clear instructions for both Windows and Mac right there on the form for you. All right, identity is set. Now let's get into the nitty-gritty of your system's security settings. This section is where we check that your computer's key defenses are up and running to protect against anyone getting access who shouldn't. So if you're on a Windows machine, we're looking for 4 key things. You need to have storage sense on, your main firewall has to be enabled, your computer needs to be set to auto-lock when you're inactive, and of course, it has to ask for a password when it wakes up. Each one is just another layer of security. And for all our macOS users out there, your list is a little different, but it's all about the same goal. We need to see that your firewall is enabled, that Gatekeeper is on to protect you from bad software, and that you've got a lock screen timeout properly set up. Right, so your computer's secure. But, you know, it's pretty useless if you can't reliably connect to the internet, right? So this next section is where we verify your internet connections, both your main one and your backup, which are absolutely essential for working remotely. This table lays it all out. Your main or primary internet has to be at least 25 megabits per second for download and 10 for upload. Your backup can be a bit slower. 10 down and 5 up is fine. But here's the key part for your backup, and a lot of people miss this. It has to be from a different provider. That gives you real redundancy, so if your main internet goes down, you can just switch over. So, if you're going to burn one number into your brain for your main connection, it's this one, 25. 25 megabits per second download. That's the minimum you need to handle everything we do without any frustrating lag. And this is super important, so please pay attention here. You'll need to run a speed test on both of your connections, and you have to do it on the same day that you're filling out the form. We need a current, accurate snapshot of your speeds. Then you'll just copy and paste the links to your results right into the form. Okay, we've totally nailed down your digital world. Now, we're going to switch gears and look at your physical workspace. In this section, you'll need to upload a couple of photos to show us your work area and your backup power source, just to prove you're secure and ready for anything. So, when you take your workspace photo, there are a few non-negotiable rules. You have to have a solid wall or a closed door right behind you. And this is a big one: no windows behind you. It's a strict rule to protect client privacy and prevent anyone from seeing your screen. And obviously, just do a quick scan to make sure there's no sensitive info lying around in the shot. Next, you gotta show us you have a backup power source, and you've got a few options here. You can send a photo of a UPS, a portable power station, a generator, or even a fully charged backup laptop. It's all about making sure a quick power flicker doesn't mean you're offline for our clients. And you've made it to the finish line. Seriously, you're almost done. So, you've filled everything out, you've uploaded your photos. What happens after you hit that big submit button? Well, once you submit, our awesome IT team gets to work reviewing everything, usually within about 48 hours. You'll then get one of two emails. On the one hand, you've got the congratulations email for successful check. On the other hand, you might get the action required email if something wasn't quite right. And if you do, don't panic. It'll have notes from IT telling you exactly what to fix. And I want to be really upfront about the consequences, because a failed check is a big deal. It means you won't be cleared for system compliance, which could delay you from starting work. On top of that, your invoice could be put on hold until everything is sorted out. This is exactly why we're going through this together, right? To make sure you get the pass email on the first go. And that's it. You've got all the tools, all the info you need to just nail this thing with confidence. You don't just know what to do anymore, you know why you're doing it. So as we wrap up, I'll just leave you with this one thought. Security isn't a one-time thing. It's an ongoing habit. So what's one more small thing you can do today to make your workspace just a little bit more secure? Thanks so much for your time and for everything you do to protect our clients.